Hi everyone, it's Melissa, and today I am doing the Are You Like Jane Austen tag. I was tagged by AJ Dunn Reads and Writes. Thank you for tagging me, and the original tag was created by Shelly Swearingen. So I will link both of their videos below. So the idea is that there are 10 questions related to Jane Austen, and you see if you were like her or not, and you give yourself points accordingly. So I just thought this was really fun, and I have been having a busy season of life recently, and it's been a while since I've made a video, and I thought this was a fun way to get back into it. So, number one is Jane Austen was an artist and writer. Give yourself a point if you're an artist. Give yourself an extra point if you are a writer. I'm not a writer, although I wanted to be for a very long time. All throughout middle school and high school, I thought I was going to be a writer, and then I went into science, so go figure. But I'm going to give myself 1 point for an artist. I'm not like professionally an artist, and I can't like draw or paint or anything for crap. But I do dance, and I teach dance, and I'm actually pretty good at dance. And I play the piano, which I think counts as being an artist, so I'm going to give myself 1 point for that. Number two is Austen was born to a large family. She had a total of 7 siblings, 1 sister, and 6 brothers. Give yourself a point if you have 3 or more siblings. No, I have 2 siblings, so 0 points there. Number 3 is Austen did not enjoy her formal education. Give yourself a point if you did not care for school. This is another 0 because I loved school. I was that kid, hands up, like, what's the next project going to be? There was only really 1 year of school, and it had to do with the teacher we had. Well, a couple years maybe, but there were a couple of years that I didn't care for my teacher. But other than those 2 years, I just loved school. I was that keener kid, always being kind of a know-it-all, I think. But yeah, that was me, nerdy little girl who loved school. Number 4 is dark humor is woven throughout Austen's writing. Give yourself a point if you have a grim sense of humor. You must share a dark joke in order to get this point. So the answer is yes. I do have a very dark sense of humor. A pretty dark sense of humor. It's right on the line of what is tasteful and not tasteful, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I want to give myself the point because I don't want to tell it. The dark jokes I know are very dark, and I've watched a couple of other people do this tag, and they've shared a joke, a dark joke, and I listened to the joke and I was like, that's not dark. So I feel like the dark jokes that I have, I don't want to ruin my reputation on BookTube. And yeah, I think some people might be shocked. Is there any dark joke I know that I wouldn't feel awful telling? My favorite dark joke is pretty bad. I don't want to tell that one. I'm I don't want people to hate me. I guess dark humor is like food. Not everyone gets it. Don't hate me. That was the least dark joke I know. Don't come for me. I'm giving myself the point. Number 5 is Jane broke off 2 engagements and died a spinster. Give yourself a point if you are single. No, I'm not single. I am married. Furthermore, I was a relationship hopper. I was never single. I went from serious relationship to serious relationship. I never had time off. That sounds weird. In between. I should have spent some time in university single. I didn't get that experience. But whatever. I found a good partner, so no regrets, but that I kind of missed out on that aspect of university life, being single in university, but oh well. Number 6 is Austen experienced low periods or spells of depression. Give yourself a point if you have struggled with mental health. Yes, I have. So I'm going to give myself a point because it never gets super bad, but I do get low in the winter. Like, I think I have basically like mild, like seasonal affective disorder. So I do get low in the winter, like when there's no sunlight. And I have had a couple of panic attacks. It's not like an ongoing thing, but I had one in grad school due to stress. That was not fun. And then I've had a couple panic attacks when I was confronted with things that I have phobias of. I guess also phobias, that would count as like a mental health struggle, right? Having phobias. I do have phobias. Number 7 is Jane moved away from her childhood home in her 20s. Give yourself a point if you've lived away from your childhood hometown or region. I mean, I moved out of my hometown, but I don't think I could say that I moved out of like the region where I grew up. I'm very close to where I grew up. I grew up in a small village of like 2,000 people, and I moved to the closest city, which I think at the time had like 50 or 60,000 people. It's a very small city, and I've been here ever since, so I'm like a 45-minute, maybe an hour drive from my hometown. I live in the same region, more or less. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give myself no points for that because I have not drifted very far. Number 8 is Jane was not vain. Give yourself a point if you have very little interest in vanity. Boomer. My cat's trying to eat my laptop cord. Okay, number 8, Jane was not vain. Give yourself a point if you have very little interest in vanity. I'm gonna have to give myself 0 points for this. I inherited vanity from my grandmother. My grandmother was a beautiful woman who cared about her appearance, and I care about my appearance. I like wearing makeup. I like playing with makeup. I have left the house without makeup on, but it's very, very rare that I do. So I can't give myself a point for that. Number 9 is hair was of little concern to Austen. Give yourself a point if you cannot be bothered with your hair. I could take this one of 2 ways, but I think in the spirit of the question, I'm going to give myself no points. So can I be bothered with my hair? Well, the answer is no, I can't be bothered. But it's not because I don't want to be. It's because of my hair type, and my hair is very fine and it's also thinning. And so I can't really do anything with it. Like, it doesn't really hold style. And I cut it really short. I used to have long hair, but I cut it really short because I was really self-conscious of like how it was thinning. And when it's long, because it's so like fine, it like weighs it down and I have no volume. And I decided to go short, which I really like, because it just looks better on me because my hair is so thin and fine and straggly and I just hated it. So can I be bothered about my hair? No, I cut it short so that I don't have to be bothered, but hair is of concern to me. So I think in the spirit of the question, like, no, I wish I had tons of hair because I would be that person to be like doing all these hairstyles and like I would dye it pink and like I would have fun with my hair, but I just can't. Like, I can't bleach my hair to put fun colors on it because my hair is not like healthy enough. If I bleached it, it would not be good. I would probably lose some hair. I'll probably get into wigs in the future, in all honesty, to have fun with my hair because I can't have fun with it and it makes me sad. Number 10, Austen expressed her distaste for hot weather. Give yourself a point if you dislike the heat. I hate the heat so much. We're also just coming off of a heat wave and my body has had it with this heat. Fall is my favorite season. Winter is my second favorite season. Spring and summer, meh. I would rather visit, like, you know how people, if you ask them a question about like where they'd go if they could go anywhere on vacation, it's always some like tropical paradise. Like, I'm sure if I went to a tropical paradise, I would also have a nice time, but that's just not, if I made a list of all the places I would want to visit, like a tropical destination where it's really hot just doesn't appeal to me. Like, I would much rather go to like Scotland or somewhere where it's cool, spoken like a true Canadian. I just can't take the heat. I have been to Florida in the summer, by the way. No, thank you. So I'm going to give myself a point for that, which I think brings me to 4 points. I lost track. I'm going to have to count them now. 1 for an artist, 1 for dark humor, 1 for mental health, 3, and then 1 for hating Hobbit, 4. So I got between 4 and 5 points. Though you have less in common with Jane than some, you could probably spend an afternoon with her chatting about your similarities and differences. That's a kind of a polite way to say that you're nothing like Jane Austen. We can't all be like Jane now, can we? So this was really fun. I don't think I'm going to tag anyone because I feel like I'm a little late to the game getting to this tag, and most people who wanted to do it probably already have. But if you want to do it, or if you end up doing it, just let me know in the comments and I would love to check out your version of the tag. As always, thank you so much for watching and we'll chat soon. Take care. Bye.